Hello, today I would like to introduce you the BioPack Module 9, Polygraph. Polygraph is to record the standard physiological measures such as respiratory rate, heart rate, and electrodermal activity, as known as EDA, and examine the effect of cognitive behavior and emotion. Subjects should first sit down and relax, then answer a series of simple questions. Have the face touched, see a visual stimulus, which are color papers, and answer additional questions. This test can investigate emotional and the peripheral nervous system changes. Now we move on to the procedure part. We have divided into 3 parts: setup, calibration, and data recordings. We need 5 electrodes which stick on the left hand, second and third fingertips, right wrist, and both ankles. SS57L. Examine the skin electroconductivity by clipping the electrodes on fingers. SS2L. For examining the heart rate by clipping the electrodes on the wrist and ankles. Respiratory transducer SS5L to examine the respiratory rate by placing below the armpits and above the nipples. 9 different colored papers to be visual stimulus: white, black, green, red, blue, yellow, orange, brown, and pink. In order to have relative accuracy, we need to clean and abrade skins. If the skin is oily, sebum on skin will affect the electroconductivity and electrodes may easily detach. We need to place electrode at least 5 minutes before the start of calibration to let the subject get relaxed as to stabilize the PNS and the cardiorespiratory status. For calibration, the subject should sit with arm relaxed, hands apart in laps, leg flexed at the knee, and breathe normally. Calibration begins. A beep sound. Subject inhale once quickly and deeply, and then turn into normal breathing. The program needs to see a change in EDA during calibration. After calibration, we proceed to the data recording. Follow the instruction of the system and do the investigation. Free recording will be acquired while the subject is performing mental math. Touch, looking at color papers and answering a series of yes or no questions. We have to cover the subject's horizon with the color paper to ensure he or she will not be influenced by the surroundings. For the respiratory change, it is important that the tension of the transducer must be slightly tight at the point of maximal exhalation. Yet the subject should try to minimize chest movement, as this may cause excessive EMG artifact. After finishing the experiment, we found out that when people are telling the truth, the EDA value, respiratory rate, and heart rate remain stable, vice versa while lying. No doubt, polygraph has merits. With the aid of polygraph, criminals are found easily. In 2010, a 7-year-old girl who called Jerry Herrera was raped and murdered. Ryan Brandt, a 20-year-old man, was suspected by local police. On the day following the discovery of girl's body, an agent with Gavco Brandt of investigation gave a polygraph test to Brandt. It was a kind of guilty test and he did not pass it. It indicates that he might be lying. Finally, he surrendered. Polygraph cannot be the evidence of judgment, but it can help to solve a case. This can also be applied for company use. 62% of local law enforcement agents use lie detector to screen new employees. Moreover, it has effect of deterrent. It may also help to stop the temptation and the dishonest behavior among employees. Yet the polygraph has limitations. The American Polygraph Association claims the accuracy of polygraph is over 90%, although there are no evidence to prove that. In a study, about 40% of subjects were judged to be lying or may be lying when they were telling the truth. In another study, about 50% of guilty people who were told to both press their toe to the ground and bite their tongue during control question passed lie detector tests. There are some problems with lie detectors. The basic problem with the test is unable to identify a pattern of physiological response specific to lying. That means a number of different emotions, such as guilty, fear, or anxious, which can also trigger physiological response that make a person appear to be lying when he or she is telling the truth. Moreover, the environmental matters. There was no air conditioning on our experimental day. The room became cramped. First, the sweat was released more. This has affected the EDA value, which examined the amount of sweat released. The result was inaccurate. Also, the polygrapher can have a bias about the subject and not provide objective interpretation of the result. Lastly, pathological liars have 22% more prefrontal white matters, ability to deceive others. Because of this serious problem, researchers estimate that lie detector test was wrong 25 to 75% of the time. The relationship between psychology and polygraph. By the James Lange theory, and take the yes-no question part as an example. When a sharper question was asked, the subject became more aroused, thus the wave with higher aptitude in EDA. Result vice versa with neutral questions. Yet there is no significant change in heart and respiratory rate. The question is the stimulus which triggers the physiological change. His brain interprets the patterns of physiological change. A shock was result. Taking face touch as another example. When the face was touched, the subject became more aroused, first the wave with higher altitude in EDA. Lower altitude in both respiratory rate and heart rate. There is dramatically change in EDA value. The action of face touching is the stimulus which triggered the physiological change. Another shock was result. In conclusion, the physiological response reflects in the polygraph, which can also help the police to find convict in the crime. Meanwhile, the culprit is too good at controlling his or her emotion. The three criteria which measured in the polygraph will be inaccurate, which is EDA, respiration rate, and heart activity. Therefore, the polygraph will be useless instantly. And this is also the reason why it can't be used worldwide.